Hey everyone, thank you for joining me. In this session we will talk about tables in depth and why they are helpful to arrange information, how we can control them specifically to our needs. So we already saw in the first session that we have here in the insert the tables as we know it. We learned how to use the view grid lines once a table is transparent so we can see its location in the form. And we also saw in the table design how to modify the table styles, so the options tab here will be controlled through the whole form and we don't have to do it to each table. So we'll talk right now about tables a little more in depth and why they are helpful to us, and this will be our example table. So here we have all our headers like so, and we'll make the header in color so it will pop and we can see it. And usually we have a lot of information in tables, and of course we can always control the table height and width. So we can either do it by dragging, like we know, but when we drag, we can potentially lose our table size. So I can do like this, and this cell will drag this one, and my table is not visible for me to use. So first trick here is to select my table, and we have here the auto fit button. Once I press on it, I go to auto fit window, and my whole table returns to place. The catch here that after I use the auto fit window, I should always use the fixed column width. It won't appear here, it seems like nothing has happened, but in the background it does a lot, so we just need to keep in mind to use them both together. Another cool trick is using the distribute columns. Right now the first column is very wide and the fourth one is very narrow. Once I press on that, everything will be the same. So those are the tricks to control. Another trick, if you do like to drag and not use those features, if you drag and simultaneously press the Alt button in the keyboard, you will see the numbers here in the ruler that we adjusted in the first session will run, so it's easier for you to control specifically on a number. If I want here a 5, and then I can let go. So it's another cool trick. What we also can do with our table even before I insert information. So, like I said, we can have potentially a lot of information in our tables and a lot of rows below and above. And what can happen is that I have here some text, but maybe I have here some more, and what could potentially go like that this information and this information is basically the same cell, but I can't see it because like we can see here in the page numbing we did in the first session as well, I can see that the table breaks between pages. So what I can do here, first, because I don't know the connection for this information to which column, I have a trick here that if I choose my header and go to properties, I have here under the row tab, repeat as header. Once I press OK, the header will appear every page. So, cool trick for me to know where I'm standing. Another trick in the same place is here also. The default of Word is allow rows to break across pages. We don't want that. We need to know the information like a whole in the same cell. So we'll remove the V from the checkbox and press OK. Now I can start working in a table that it's organized and I can see everything. Another big rule regarding tables. The default of tables in the table tab is always none, the text wrapping. And it's great, we use only none. If somehow you drag the table and the setting jumped to around, or you accidentally pressed on around, the table can jump in the generated output. We need to avoid that. So just note that we always use on none. So now we can insert our information. We can delete all our cells that we don't need. Of course, you can do it from the tab above as well. You do you, whatever is convenient for you. And now I can arrange my information. If I have text here, and maybe if I have a picture in this cell and some more text, and maybe a numbering hierarchy that we saw earlier on this one. So if I want to adjust furthermore, I can go to the layout and pick my alignment. If I want the text to be like that and the picture to be like so, and etc. Note that picture should always be in wrap text that's called in line with text, because we want it to act just like the text in the table. If they'll be on another settings, that they may jump or not appear. And of course, we want to make your life easier, so keep that in mind. And that's it for now regarding tables. Thank you for joining me, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye bye. So this session will start in the Salesforce page. When you are in the Docomotion, you have here another tab called Interactive Collections. We'll go there, and we can see all the existing interactive collection fields that someone already made. This is specifically is our demo environment, and I will press here on New. So first we'll give it a name. And press Save. So interactive collection fields have many types. So we'll start from text, regular, space for add as many text as you want. We can give it a name, ensure that our type is indeed text, and press this little green plus. Now we can create another one, but instead of text, we'll create a pick list. For pick list, we need all the values, so yes, no, maybe, etc. all you need. Just make sure it's written one under the other and not in one row. Another one we can insert is date. We use it a lot. It opens a little calendar just like the Windows one, so we'll add it as well. We'll pick another one, which is radio button. Radio button, not like pick list, is either this or that, male or female, yes or no. So we'll go here with that as well. And of course, because it's the most usable one, it's the signature. And after I have all of those in here, I can press save. So now I have a new interactive collection called the Docomotion session. So now, in order to connect it to my form, I'll go back to forms. My form is the last one being used. In order to do that, I'll exit the designer. It will wait for us. And scroll down until I can see the interactive related forms. You can see that in these specific forms, I have multiple ones. It's okay, I can always press on New, then on the little magnifying, and choose my new one. I press save, and now when I go back in the form, I can open the designer again. So now next to the merge fields tab, I will have a new one called interactive collection fields tab, and I can choose them from there. We'll give it a minute. And here we have it. So let's just enlarge it back to place. And we'll see them both, the repository data tags, the merge field, the applicative fields, and the interactive collection tab. Once I press on this little plus, I have all of them. This specific is the one we just created together. And of course, always they'll have the submit as well. So for start with the easy, I'll show how to tag an applicative field. So let's go with this amount over here. I'll press on it twice and two things will happen. One, it will be in gray background, not like any other text. And the second part will be that it will appear in the data tags tree. Once we tag fields, they will slowly build a tree with all the hierarchies. So I can see it here. If it's not in the data tags tree, it wasn't tagged correctly. Another thing we need to keep in mind that if I want to delete a field, the clean way, just like the clean copy we talked about, the clean way to delete it, it's from the data tags tree. We'll go and press delete. This is a regular merge field, applicative field. When you go to interactive collection, keep in mind that those are special fields that allows me to insert information from the other side, my client, my partner, etc. So, same thing, I click twice on it and it will appear. First rule regarding interactive collection fields. Once I stand on it, it will act like a picture. But the catch is, unlike the logo we demonstrated, we can drag and adjust however we'd like. So the interactive collection fields we can only control from the picture format. If I want to enlarge it, it will be like that. If you drag it, there's a risk it will appear and will lose its connection. And we of course want to make your life easier, so go straight to the picture format, size, and you can easily just pick a number. So this is a text and how we can control it. If I go to the properties, we have here several options or behaviors if you'd like. So first, alignment, if my form is from left to right or right to left. If I would like to give the option to write several lines using enter. If I want it to be mandatory, to the other side. If I want to change the font size and font itself to be just like the rest of my form. Text color and the background. Keep in mind that this pink background you see here, it's only when we design, it will not appear in the generated output. Let's see another one. Let's choose the date and go here as well. We can see that here we don't have a lot to play with, but of course mandatory, font size, etc. But keep in mind, just like I mentioned, it will open like a little calendar, so there's not much room to play with. Of course, here as well, you can play once you press on it with the picture format and adjust to your liking regarding size, width, etc. So, radio button, because like I said, it has two options, yes or no, male or female, it will open with a little plus here, and we need to write our option first, because then we won't know which is which. So we recommend either tag and then write, or the other way around like I showed here. Here as well we can go to the picture format. We usually use 0.35 for the size. We learned in time that it looks better, but of course you do you. Just keep in mind that it should be the same thing with the width and height. Of course, don't forget to tag the other one with. Let's see the signature, which is the most special one. Signature has another thing comes with it, which is the reset button, because if I signed it and I'm not happy with how it looks, I can always reset and do it again. So here you have all the properties for the reset button and the options for the signature itself. You can choose a background, which can be an image or logo of your company, which is great. And of course, save at the end. Don't forget always to click on the cloud here and save to Salesforce. We can also see the pick list we chose here as well, format like we just saw, and properties here, Of course, you can choose whatever works for you. Make your life easier. That's what we want to give you. So this was all this session. Of course, we'll elaborate in the next one, and we'll see you then. Thank you.